So I took a lot from architecture. Also, I had the opportunity of doing working drawings for Mies van der Rohe for great houses on the lake, lakeside drive houses.
Would you be able to nominate your most significant work? The piece? Architecture, textiles, whatever it may be.
I knew you'd ask that. I found it very hard to get it down below 3, but I think it would have to be the Montreal chair because of several reasons. I think it belongs classically, fairly close to the classical modernists as they're known. I'm quite sure that Mies van der Rohe would have liked it. So would Brouwer, I think. So the piece I've sort of conflicted with that, extraordinarily enough, is the jigsaw piece, because I've always wanted to do more sort of fun or careless pieces. And I remember when I first met Mark Newson in Tokyo, we were going through my folio, and he kept saying, "Oh, serious stuff, Kjell, serious." It was all about serious. And we looked at his stuff, and it was all about fun. And he said, "I wish I could move over into your area more, and you could move into my area more." You know, the fun of jigsaw was fantastic. And actually, it was designed first for the Olympic spaces in Sydney. And we were going to have several hundred or thousand pieces of jigsaw for people to lie on, sleep on, sit on, gaps between them and that sort of thing. So I was very excited about jigsaw, but it didn't make the grade because the group that I belonged to, the team was Jean Nouvel, Mark Newson, I forget who else, and me as the anchor man in Australia. But they wouldn't have any of us because we weren't typically Australians. So I think Blue Sky or somebody like that got the job. So we didn't get, I had a street light as well, which was called, and again that'd be one of my favorite places, it was called Jelly Bean. It was like a giant jelly bean on a post. And that's only recently sort of coming into production as well.
But by the sounds of it, Kjell, one of your great strengths has been to track down important points of contact.
Oh, yes.
And just to go back, it's a case of making an appointment to see the board at Singer.
Yes.
It's a case of having a conversation with the CEO of DuPont.
Yes.
Now that requires a particular skill. Is there anything you'd like to say about that part of the operation?
I think probably my father was an entrepreneurial type, and I think Scots in general seem to have an outgoing personality or ability. Maybe it's an accent, or maybe it's, dare we say, it's some sort of charm. But I found that I sort of seem to be able to make things happen, and especially in Japan, I had very good success in crashing the big time, if you like. And it's something which is probably the most difficult thing to pass on to students. I can pass on things like, for instance, if I want to talk to a CEO, I don't ring up and ask who he is and then ask if I can be put through to him. I find his name, maybe find out some things about him, and when I ring his secretary next time, she assumes that I know him. So I am fortunate. How long would you like to speak? Always speak for 20 minutes because, or a meeting for 20 minutes, because 20 minutes is significant. You can get through enough information in 10 to 20 minutes that he'll allow you or she'll allow you to be there for an hour. But if you ask for an hour, it's almost presumptuous. So things like that, that whole conglomerate of tricks, if you like, devious things are necessary, either for a designer to have a colleague who does that, or lots of designers have, they've got some sort of, a bit like a preacher, I suppose, or someone who's conveying something that they believe in. See, I think that I'm sort of preaching a religion in a way. You're lucky to have this new design. Nobody else has got it, and it's unique, so it's very valuable. That's my thing. So I've got a lot of confidence either in my own work or colleagues' work or students' work, which I often promote.
It seems, Kjell, that one of your most significant contributions at RMIT has been the mentoring of students and the development of what has become known as the Melbourne movement, and taking young people abroad and exposing them.
Yes.
And it seems as though this is a very conscious way of working. Would you like to comment on your relationship with young people and their moves into their professions?
Oh yes, I mean, it's a fascinating age group, particularly, and I can say that most of our big student successes have been around the age 22. They've just been long enough in freedom of activity, if you like, in the university, and hopefully in the right encouragement from everyone, and being slightly improved by whoever's been working with them, to be fairly significant at that age. And I can give you an instance of pure joy, if you like, where I think in the year 2000, which was our first visit to Milan, and we had very few pieces and few designers, and Milan is famous for its big parties which the giants of the furniture industry set up. And I had a young student with me, Lee Sun, who designed a most fabulous chair. And we went from party to party, and we were, at the moment of this piece of excitement, we were at the Moroso party. And Julia Moroso was there, and Patricia was in hospital having a baby, so Roberto Moroso was there. And I said, Roberto, I'd like you to meet Lee Sun. Lee Sun has a chair which you must sit on tomorrow, and it's a Moroso chair. And we shook hands with Roberto Moroso. Roberto went away, and she said to me, she said, Kjell, tell me I'm not dreaming. We've just had a party with Mark Newson, and Roberto Moroso is going to sit on my chair tomorrow, and I'm 22. And I thought, God, that's beautiful. That sort of sums it up, you know. And I get just as big a kick out of that as I will the success of this piece.